All right. So yeah.
So Mox Diamond go.
So Mox Diamond.
Interesting that
Yeah.
he had
Go ahead.
he had a mulligan to 5 there, I think. So it's interesting that he even plays the Mox Diamond, doesn't say go.
Yeah, I guess there's.
Because he does have Abolish, right?
That's true. I guess one reason is a card that just came into play is Sphere of Resistance. To
Fair.
to get under that would be a reason to do it. But
Oh, maybe he actually gambled for the sphere. Because that's a one of.
that's true. That
That would make sense.
yeah, because otherwise he had the option of playing it on turn one if he had it in his hand.
Hmm.
So yeah, with the Sphere of Resistance in play and the Angry Ghoul deck just doesn't have too many land sources, that actually might really slow it down because now each Devastating Dreams just is a little bit more devastating.
Yeah, and like if you just take a look at the board of Pink Prison, this is exactly why some people don't like the deck. Land tax sphere. Um, just I hope we got a comfortable chair. We're gonna be playing for a bit.
Yeah. Well, the Angry Ghoul definitely deck is the Angry Ghoul deck is definitely looking to close out the game as soon as it can. While the Pink Prison typically is not able to kill someone that quickly. I guess probably its early kills are when its opponent
Right.
scoops up in frustration. All right, so a 3 mana Living Wish comes for Ron. Almost I mean, I guess there are
Possibly Hermit
options.
Druid.
Yeah, it could
Yeah.
be a Hermit Druid. I mean, there are cards like I think Uktabi Orangutan that are options, but yeah, most
No
likely
lands in the sideboard.
no lands. Okay. All right, so he's getting a Sylvan Safekeeper. Interesting. So I wonder if that's an indication that he already has a Hermit Druid in his hand, because that seems almost like a luxury otherwise. So the Sylvan Safekeeper is a way to protect the Hermit Druid or the creatures later. So
It's also a way to get underneath the land tax.
that's
Keep in
true.
mind.
Yeah, something that probably not why it's in the deck, but it is a nice feature in this matchup.
So this is where after getting 2 land taxes, I mean, the Devastating Dreams is just crazy. If he's got it.
Yeah, I'll bring up the Devastating Dreams.
Also, if he's got the Scroll Rack, which he's got 4 of.
So was this a deck that ever like existed in like a competitive format? Because I never remember seeing it in this
Yeah.
red white version. Is this a deck that was played?
This is a deck that was played. Gambo's never played in it back in the day, but this is definitely a deck that was played, yeah.
Okay, I do remember.
Devastating Dreams wasn't there. Firestorm was a big thing.
Okay, I remember. I think like if it's just mono white, I think it's usually called like parfait or something. Or I feel like that's the iteration that I remember, but I don't remember the Devastating Dreams.
Yeah. Yeah, Devastating Dreams wasn't available at the time, but Firestorm was the big unfair card of the time.
Okay. So the Swords of Plowshares is targeting the Sylvan Safekeeper. So looks like Ron elects to sacrifice the Llanowar Wastes to give the Safekeeper Shroud, so he'll keep that around at the cost of that land.
So that's interesting. Would you have done that?
It depends on. I mean, I guess if
Like
Jens
if
is
what are the
willing,
odds he's got 2 out of 3 of his stores?
I don't know, but yeah, I guess because I mean, you're not going to use the Swords of Plowshares when the Sylvan Safekeeper is there, so maybe,
Right.
maybe it's just take the risk of, but then also like if you have a bunch of lands in your hand, then maybe you're saying, oh, I'd happily trade my land. So just a Gemstone Mine, and to go. He didn't even attack. He doesn't want to attack with that Sylvan Safekeeper. Um, the Abolish took care of the Mox Diamond, so
Or
or
silence.
Silence. Sorry, yes.
Yeah.
All right, so now we see an Enlightened Tutor. Is this just Scroll Rack? You
Has
think?
to be
Yep.
getting scroll wreck. Oh, almost has to be, right? Is there anything else you could want?
I mean, if he had more Sphere of Resistance, I think that's a card that I would be interested in getting. But
That's a one of.
yeah,
I mean, Winter Orb doesn't seem to be a lot. Oh yeah, it's scroll wreck. So
yeah,
yeah, once. I mean, I guess he doesn't actually have that engine going because he's got too many lands in play. But once he gets that engine going, that's
yeah. It's very
just
powerful.
unlimited.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. So the Pink Prison deck has 4 lands. It will be 3. So at this point,
They're a parody.
yeah. But if the
He could
game
have like Zero and Orb though too.
if the game is going longer, I have to advantage Pink Prison. It's just gonna have like at this point, like if you just have Devastating Dreams, then just you pick destroy all the lands, and then you've destroyed a creature from Ron, and then you keep all those land tax, Sphere Resistance, Scroll Rack, Mox Diamond in play. Yeah, you're definitely at an advantage.
Right. And you've got the Mox Diamond. You already killed your opponent's Mox Diamond.
Yeah. All right. So look like we're scroll racking right now.
Probably about 4-ish.
I think it's 3, but it's hard to tell.
Yeah. Hmm.
Okay, so we're seeing a 2-mana gamble. So from this spot, so one thing that this gamble does is it not only is getting a card, but it also is shuffling the library. So the cards that he put on top, he's no longer going to draw, because the land tax is not guaranteed at this point. Ron would have to play another land to trigger the land
No.
tax. All right,
Oh.
like we're rolling 1, 2, 3. A Mox Diamond is chosen. That could be the card that he got. Okay, so from the spot, I mean, it's just kind of nerve wracking from Ron's perspective. Like, if you're committing a Hermit Druid to this board, you're kind of afraid of Devastating Dreams because your opponent just gambled, and even if he didn't gamble for Devastating Dreams, he still has a scroll rack that's available. Sylvan Safekeeper will attack. He's got a lot of work to do if he wants to finish off the job.
Yeah. Especially since he took that turn off.
Yeah.
Safekeeper is just a little bit befuddled when he came to play there.
Yeah.
That is the one thing with no Entomb, no Vampiric Tutor in the format, is the old Angry Ghoul deck could play a somewhat Reanimator theme too.
Yeah, it was like a
And
hybrid
now you
deck.
can't even just go get. Yeah, you had the combo, or you could just go put some random big dude into play.
That's true. Yeah, and that would a lot of times like hedge your bets because you could end of turn Entomb. Entomb's an instant, so like your opponent would have to kind of decide
Yep.
when you don't have anything showing how close you are to going off. The Angry Ghoul deck in Premodern, because of those cards being banned, it has to be a little bit more linear, which is easier to hate out. Not even from hate cards, but just from a gameplay perspective. Yeah. All right, so Devastating Dreams is going to discard 3 cards, it looks like. So one of them stayed. So Forest, and I think was that 2 Gaia's Blessing?
Yeah, both the blessings.
So, I mean, that's interesting because I think there's only 2 in the deck. That Safekeeper is... So Safekeeper didn't make it, okay. But
he doesn't technically need it because he's got the Gigapede to win with.
yeah, the thing is, though, like, 1 Mox Diamond is down. You could get caught off of... I guess there's Undiscovered Paradises as well. But yeah, there are situations where I really do like the Gaia's Blessing in the Pink Prison deck. Just being able to shuffle back basic lands that you've discarded to Devastating Dreams or whatnot, or just to hand size. There's times where you want your deck thinner, and then you can... later you might want those lands back. I do like the Gaia's Blessing a lot. All right, so things are definitely in the favor of the Pink Prison deck because it's almost like obviously Ron needs land to play his spells, but he doesn't want to blink first because that'll give the land tax the activation.
Now, interesting though is that Ron doesn't really have a way of discarding cards from his hand into the graveyard for the Reanimator like we talked about. But Devastating Dreams allowed him to get that Akroma in the yard.
Oh,
can't really play the Mox Diamond here.
Well, did he just discard a hand size? Because Devastating Dreams doesn't make...
I think so.
Yeah, because otherwise...
Oh yeah, it doesn't discard. So he just discarded a hand size then.
Yeah, which is interesting because now maybe his game plan now is get 2 mana and reanimate the Akroma and hope he doesn't have a Swords to Plowshares. That is one thing I've seen some different lists of the Angry Ghoul, and some of them opt to not have other cards to reanimate. They just cut down on the creatures and they just have like cards like Krosan Cloudscraper that are basically just a pile of stats, but not really something that you're looking to reanimate. Akroma is a formidable threat and could be really good in a spot like this where you're not able to fully go off as you intend, but getting an Akroma into play might get the job done. So from this point, Jens is clearly in control. So how does the game progress from this standpoint, I guess?
So Ron just made the first play, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Land tax is turned back on. Even if you're not getting lands, you're at least shuffling away the cards you don't want with the scroll rack and land tax interaction. So at this point, it's just academic, I think, right?
Yeah, I think the biggest worries that the Pink Prison player has is a Reanimate coming for this Akroma on the next turn. Or, I mean, it could be Exhume too, but either way, yeah.
But he's going to have, 14 looks at different cards right now to find an answer?
That's true, yes.
He's probably got about 7 cards in hand. I think he's still got a couple basics at least in his deck to go get with land text too.
I think he does. I think there's like 5 of each.
We've seen 5 basics. Yeah, we've only seen 5 basics so far.
All right, so he does get
8 actually.
2 mountains and a plains are added to his hand, so.
Yep.
in terms of closing out the game, um, it's just realistically Gigapede, right? There's,
That's literally all he's got, right? Yeah.
I mean, I guess in other situations you can just you could deck your opponent.
Yeah. I mean, technically the dreams can do damage, right? No, that's just creatures. So yeah, now you just got Gigapede.
Okay. It's gonna be a while
Kind
till
of
he's
always
able to.
surprised decks like this don't have like Hildorn Outpost anymore or anything like that.
I mean, it doesn't work that well with if you end up having to devastating dreams after that. Like if you are building up a board state and then need to devastating dreams, I think the Gigapede is a little bit easier, but I don't know.
I don't think you've ever played with an Outpost, have you?
I'm trying to think if I've ever played an outpost. I don't know if I have. I definitely can imagine me sacking a land and then it getting wastelanded though. So part of me is scared to do that. I don't know how to spell Kiljoran.
I think it's KJL.
Oh.
I'm not sure. Back in the day, it was just great. You could block creatures infinitely with it until they built up enough big of a board and then Wrath, or it was an aggressive card.
So was that card played when like Wasteland was also in the format, or was there a standard where so you'd still just take the risk? Okay.
It wasn't standard, but it was played in
Extended.
like the original. Yeah,
Okay.
1.5.
Okay. So here we see an Unmask. He's gonna discard a Sutured Ghoul. He's got to pay a mana for it, even though he's playing the alternative casting cost because of Sphere Resistance. So we see
So Sutured Ghoul should be exiled, right?
Yes.
I don't know if it matters, but
that might come into play.
oh, we see 2 swords.
Yeah, so I think you at this spot you take the Devastating Dreams and you might hope to try and set up a position where you're playing. I guess even if you play to draw the Cabal Therapy, maybe that's your hope. I was gonna say to activate a Hermit Druid, but that seems pretty unlikely with 2 swords. So maybe that's your game plan.
He's actually that Abolish is probably gonna come into play here to destroy that Mox Diamond.
That's true. Yeah, so having this Abolish, and then also, unfortunately, he has to use his Rishon import, but going forward, he's kind of locked Ron out of playing anything.
Yeah.
All right, so he's had enough.
And there you go.
So
yeah,
saves us all a little bit of time.
I wonder how often you could just not have Gigapede in your deck and still give the concession to people, just because like
sure,
the thought is you may have it in your deck.
That's true.
I mean, who's playing that long until like?
It's me. I would. I like people just to kill me. I guess I mean like there are other ways to win in the sideboard. I mean like also I guess it depends on like if you have because you could just in theory win with like Scroll Rack and not get decked. It's not like your opponent is gonna die, but you might be able to set up if you know that they've taken out the Gigapede, then you might be able to set up a board state where you know you can win. So let's look at the sideboard. 2 Torment scripts seem really good. You almost could even. Yep. I don't know if Pyroclasm is a card you need because, I mean, it's decent at taking out like Hermit Druid or something, but I don't know how many of those effects you need because you already have it kind of built in with the Devastating Dreams.
And the swords.
Sphere Resistance seems like a card maybe you want more of. I don't know if it's too optimistic just given how that game went, but if it comes down in the right spot, it definitely seemed pretty effective against the Angry Ghoul deck.
Humility is a great card too, of course.
Sure.
I think.
So definitely a lot of cards
Then
can
you
come
get
in.
the chance to bring in too many cards.
Yeah, what cards are you looking to take out? You probably could take out Winter Orb, right? This probably seems like
Winter Orb. And this might be the situation too. Like Winter Orb, you can probably take out your Xeran Orb. I don't think Xeran Orb is doing very much for you.
that's true. It's usually chunks of 20 plus damage. I don't think the Xeran Orb will typically get you above that threshold. I mean, I might leave one Winter Orb in play or in your deck because you do have the 4 Enlightened Tutors, and this one does have 4 gambles. So there might be spots where if you have like Rishadan Port, and even without Sphere Resistance, I think I like one Winter Orb in the deck. But yeah, there definitely seems like some cards that can be brought in. Let's look at the Angry Ghoul deck. So
Defense Grid, I think, is the biggest card here, right?
So you're just thinking of that as a way to prevent Swords of Plowshares?
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
because if you combo off, you get the Sutured Ghoul with the Dragon's Breath. The interactions you could lose to is Swords of Plowshare, or if they got like Abolish for their Dragon Breath.
I mean, I definitely bring in Ray of Revelation first. That's probably the first card I'd be bringing in.
Fair.
But yeah, Defense Grid is reasonable. It just, I don't know. It seems like it's almost, I don't know if too narrow is the right word, because if you're passing the turn with a Hermit Druid in play, you could still swords on that turn. And if you already have the Hermit Druid and you're able to activate it, then you can Cabal Therapy instead of for a Source of Plowshares. So I kind of feel like you're covered in that sense, but I don't know.
Fair. They really don't. Ron really doesn't have anything else to bring in, right?
Chad is suggesting Chill. Do you think Chill is a card that could be brought in?
Yeah, I looked at that. I mean, it's cute, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you don't. I mean, Gamble and Devastating Dreams is really all you're stopping.
It's not even stopping per se. It's just slowing down.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would not be inclined to bring in Chill, but I could be wrong. I don't even.
I bring in the Orangutan, maybe.
There
he's afraid of.
There is one in the main, so having one in the main and one on the board, with the Living Wish package is reasonable. I think I'm just looking to bring in Rave Revelation, and I don't think I'd actually bring in anything else. I don't think I would bring in the Defense Grid, but we'll see. We'll see if I feel like every time I make a sideboard prediction, I'm wrong. So,
right.
We'll see what's going to happen.
So the Ghoul does get to play first here, so maybe he can get his explosive draw.
That's definitely very relevant, yeah. Yeah, I think I still like Pink Prison's position. I think it just has enough tools to fight the Hermit Druid. And the Angry Ghoul deck is just pretty all in on that. And I think, because a lot of the times with the Angry Ghoul deck is if you do get disrupted, your Hermit Druid gets answered, then you're still kind of playing to the board with setting up to a spot where you might be able to reanimate or exhume either another creature or Hermit Druid again. But with the Devastating Dreams being like a reset button, it's just so powerful against the land light combo deck. All right, Gemstone Mine is the first card. So I have to imagine that it would not be your first choice of lands if you have multiples.
especially against the pink prison deck.
Yeah. Mox Diamond discards a mountain. And we have a Curse Totem. Oh, that was a card I did not see in the sideboard. So this makes things a lot interesting. Ron is definitely going to have to answer this.
One on the board.
Yeah, so players can't play activation or can't activate creature abilities that have an activation cost. So the Hermit Druid is just a 1/1. Also, this Sylvan Safekeeper, for what it's worth, is just a 1/1. There is no follow-up play for Ron, so presumably he doesn't have any of the lands. And a Torment Script. Okay, so the hate cards have come out in full force from the Pink Prison deck, so definitely Ron has an uphill battle to fight because he's got to answer a lot of cards. And he doesn't really have that many cards to answer with. Because, I mean, Uktabi Orangutan is one of the cards, but he's only going to be able to answer either Torment Script or Curse Totem with that Orangutan. Okay, so nothing else really happening. Yend is able to just kind of sit back and kind of wait because I mean, Ron definitely has to. He has to act. He has to do something because.
Yeah, he has to play into the board.
Yes, he's either got to play creatures to answer the cards that Jens has played, or he's just got to play more lands, which puts him more vulnerable to a devastating dreams that could be in his future. Yeah, this pink prison deck, it is definitely very powerful. It's kind of misleading, I guess, if you look at the cards, because it just doesn't seem like the cards are that powerful on their own. But when they work all together, they work very well.
It's kind of the definition of like the do nothing deck. You just look at it and you're like, what's it gonna do? And then oh, it wants to do nothing for 22 turns.
Yep.
Do we have a discard to hand size there?
Yeah. Well, so wait, he must have just drawn the Living Wish then, because he had the land the turn before. Yeah. So yeah, I guess he discarded Worldly Tutor.
Which kind of not playing a land in the sideboard when you have Living Wishes is kind of an awkward thing, I guess.
Yeah, I guess probably the thought is your deck is like so lean that I don't know if you, because usually you probably can win off of 2 mana. Is the thought it would just take like an extra turn. Okay, so we do see.
Oh, that.
So that was a discard to hand size, discarding Reanimate.
Yep. Meaning he must have Exhume or another Reanimate in hand, I would think.
Yeah, I would think so too. I mean, also, there is a Tormod's Crypt in play, and if he's planning on using the Uktabi Orangutan on the Curse Totem, well, I guess you still kind of have to hit the Crypt. So maybe he's discarding cards that, like, you don't want to discard Akroma or Sutured Ghoul, because you know when you do play this Uktabi Orangutan that it's going to get exiled.
Right.
So okay, so he's going for the Curse Totem. I mean, I guess both of them kind of have to go either way. What card are you getting with Enlightened Tutor? I mean, you almost could just get another Torment Script, and it seems like it's like really difficult for. Okay, land tax.
Yeah, I guess he can start taxing right away.
Yeah.
He might. I mean, he might just have a bunch of answers in his hand too.
Yeah. Well, even from this position, he can take 2 from a bunch of turns. It's kind of like he's not really afraid of anything from Ron from this perspective.
Right.
He's got time.
Are you surprised he got the totem instead of the crypt?
I am a little bit
With the
because
Uktabi?
I feel like you could just draw and discard and then maybe set up a hand where you're like could threaten to put an Akroma into play or something. Obviously, if you don't have the Akroma
Akroma,
or whatnot,
Spiritmonger.
yeah, like because it's almost like the curse. I mean, like if you're planning on Hermit Druiding, it doesn't do anything with a Tormod's Crypt in play. So I feel like you
Right.
might want to get the Tormod's Crypt so you have more outs of being able to reanimate something. But I guess the other thing is, I don't know if that's a good argument. There is another Tormod's Crypt presumably in Jens's deck. So, but I don't know. Either way, yeah, I think I would have gone for the Tormod's Crypt.
I do too, especially with the discard. Maybe he doesn't have another reanimator spell in his hand, but on a Hermit Druid.
Okay, so man, I if a devastating dreams comes down, then it's gonna be really rough for the angry ghoul deck. Oh yes, the gemstone mine should be on 1, right? Yes, because he used it for Living Wish, and then
And then Uktabi.
yeah. Do you want to message them in Facebook?
Yep.
That is something that could be relevant. Also, something that might not come up because they just might be blown up by devastating dreams. But thank you for pointing that out. Oh, it looks like maybe it doesn't matter at this point. Oh no, he's unmasking.
Oh,
All right. So we see 2 Pyroclasm, a Mountain, a Devastating Dreams, and a Swords to Plowshares. So that kind of gives us an answer in terms of the Pyroclasms. So would you? I guess you could take 2 for a couple turns, but if you have that many Pyroclasms, I guess you'd probably Devastating Dreams before Pyroclasm. And having the land tax in play makes it really good follow up. So I guess that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you take the Devastating Dreams.
Yeah, for sure.
But you're not very happy about this hand either.
No.
Because you can't really play
You can't do anything.
you can't play the Hermit Druid that you just got.
No. And then Sutured Ghoul. Okay, 1 second here. And Sutured Ghoul should be exiled again.
Oh yeah. So the little monkey is gonna get some work in, I guess, while it can. It's probably. I mean, maybe he'll
Not
stick
wrong.
around for a while. He might stick around for a while. All right. Well, so you did message them.
I messaged him, yeah.
Okay. Because yeah, that was the 3rd activation of a Gemstone Mine.
Yep. They may not have their phones active though, because they're not responding.
Okay. Well. All right. We'll just continue on.
Right.
I mean, I think a Pyroclasm is likely to come down here. Would you play the Hermit Druid in that spot?
I
mean, you're
I
kind
guess
of.
it just depends on what's in his hand. He might be baiting him into something.
I mean, it
I don't know what.
seems bad either way. Like your other option is what you're just attacking for 2 for 10 more turns, 9 more turns. But yeah, I mean, this just seems like a Pyroclasm that you're very happy to play.
Yeah. Yeah, you know your opponent's up to something, but you're like, whatever, I'm still gonna do it. Because he can't just reanimate here.
Correct. Oh, it looks like they are just catching up to messages, or they're realizing it.
All
So,
right.
oh, maybe not. Because he got a little extra use out of that Gemstone Mine.
Okay. So
Would you
what do
use?
you?
Well, if he's targeting the Uktabi Orangutan, I think I would use the Tormod script. But if he's targeting the Hermit Druid, I do not think I would. Right?
Why? So if he's targeting it, you still got Pyroclasm.
Yeah, I would just Pyroclasm this. I wouldn't, and then leave the Torment script in play.
Yeah.
But if it were the Orangutan, then you're going to lose the Torment script anyways.
True.
So
This is this is interesting because Hermit doesn't really do anything here. In theory.
that's true because of the Torment script.
Because the Tournament script, because the swords, because of the Pyroclasm. Like I would just let him do it.
Sure.
Let him have the Hermit Druid, right?
Yeah, I guess that's reasonable.
You've got it covered two different ways, so let him do it.
Yeah, that's fair.
You think he was really just trying to get in the Hermit Druid beatdown plan there?
I mean, it's kind of like one of those things is like, you might as well use your card and like, because what else does the Reanimate really do?
Right, at this point.
Well, he had the Orangutan that in his hand, so that would make sense that to do it beforehand. Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know. All right, now whose position do you like?
The Pink Prison.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, me
So,
too.
I mean, we got a clock on the board now against Pink Prison, but
that's true. Yeah, this is really good. I guess there's still a Mox Diamond in play, but blowing up 2 lands is pretty, and getting rid of the clock is pretty nice.
yeah.
Ron, I think, is definitely in trouble. All right, so land tax and Undiscovered Paradise were discarded. And then we'll see most of Ron's board be destroyed.
Yep.
I was going to say, that Devastating Dreams would not be very good if you didn't destroy your opponent's lands.
We know there's still swords in his hand, right? In Pink Prison's hand.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I think well, you can't even reliably reanimate an Akroma just by discarding it. And
No.
so I'm trying to think of Ron's path to victory. Yeah, I don't know. It seems very...
He's got to get a Safekeeper in play.
Sure. He's got to get a land in play for a Safekeeper to do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what he's going to do. Enlightened Tutor's going to get Scroll Rack.
I would assume. Yeah. I wonder if there's any thought to just go get Aura of Silence just to be like, no more Mox for you.
Yeah, I think that's... He can't cast it right now, so... Oh, okay, maybe he could have.
You were saying?
Yes.
You were saying?
Yeah. Yeah, so Jens is still no land, so he's wanting his opponent to play a land so he can trigger land tax. And this is just a miserable feeling. Like when you're against your opponent, a pink prison opponent, and you know if the game's going to go long with, they have an advantage. But like if you try and develop a board state where you theoretically could win, you're setting up the land tax scroll rack synergies. So
Pink Prison does have, it's got a lot of answers, but it doesn't take advantage of the scroll rack land tax as much. It's not turn out creatures or burn spells or anything like that. So
interesting. So humility is a card that's coming in. That's what he's getting with Enlightened Tutor. So I was just thinking about like a sphere of resistance, but I guess this makes sense because
right.
a Rave Revelation's then like the only important card then, pretty much, that he has to worry about it once the humility comes down.
Let's take a look quick. I think Ray is the only card that matters now.
All right. Well, we see a sphere of resistance, so maybe that's why he didn't have to get it with Enlightened Tutor. He already had one. Already had one. So let's say Ron just doesn't. Oh, I was like, doesn't play a land. What would Jens have to do to win? I guess nothing if he's just willing to.
Just what he's doing.
Sure.
Yeah, what he's doing.
All right. So another Mox Diamond comes down. Looks like he kept the correct City of Brass in play, right? The one that's black bordered.
Right.
That makes sense.
Yep.
All right. So, I mean, I think you named Swords of Plowshares here, right? Because you know it's gonna hit.
Well,
I guess you don't. Oh, okay.
Humility.
I guess you don't know for sure that you do know for sure that humility would hit. You don't know for sure Swords of Plowshares would hit because he did activate that scroll rack.
Yep.
Okay. Well, so Cabal Therapy is a card that was able to get the humility, but I still don't like. I feel like that's a very small victory for Ron, but I still don't think there's very good routes for him to win this game.
I mean, you just gotta get rid of the swords, and then we can hard cast Spiritmonger and go to work.
All right.
Or Grinning Demons in his list too.
That's true, and that one can be
He
morphed.
at least has cards he can cast. Yeah. Kind of the cool thing about his list, most of these lists have just ridiculous mana cost. He can at least cast some of this stuff.
Yeah. I would like to see a Grinning Demon cast. That would make my day. Even if it just gets morphed and then dies.
Right? I like the flex of just... Did he scroll rack there or no? Yeah. Just scroll rack and be like, I'm still keeping these cards.
So I have a confession to make.
What's that?
When I started playing Magic, it was around Onslaught. I didn't know this card was like an homage to Chuzumjin.
Oh, really?
No. All right,
There's a Ray
of Revelation. This is targeting a land tax. He only needs 2 hits from a Gigapede, though, to win.
Right.
He's at 12. I guess Gigapede costs 6 right now.
5? Oh, yeah, Sphere, yeah.
Yeah, Sphere.
Oh, the backup land tax.
Must be nice. I mean, that's going to happen, I guess, when you're scroll racking and...
Right.
Yeah.
I wonder why he still got the 3 cards revealed.
I think it's just to help his opponent.
Yeah, but he scroll racked twice.
Oh.
They could be anywhere now.
That's true.
Boom. we're coming back here. We're 1 mana away from Spiritmonger.
There's a sphere resistance in play.
Oh, we're
One
2 mana away from
one
Spiritmonger.
mana away from getting Grinning Demon. We're
That's
no
true.
mana away from a morphed Grinning Demon.
True. Would it still make you happy if the Grinning Demon came into play and then was sacrificed to Cabal Therapy?
Yeah. I
Fair
mean,
enough.
I guess I won't get too picky.
Right?
But yeah. So is this Grinning Demon happy? He does not look very happy in this art.
I think he's happy.
All right. Who am I to judge, I guess? It looks like there's like, what is the shadow in the background? It's like he's like under like a sewer cover or something. Like what would cast that shadow? There's
So
there's
let's
probably
get back to the grinning part.
okay.
This is when you're not used to grinning and somebody's like posed for a picture.
Ah, okay. So
This is his best attempt.
he's just not the photogenic guy. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. So who is taking the photo then? Or taking the who's like who says to the Grinning Demon say cheese?
Oh, let's look at the flavor text. It's drawn to the scent of screaming, so he is probably in the sewers.
Okay.
I don't know. Did you read the books from Onslaught Block?
I think I don't know if I started reading the first one or I've heard the Onslaught one is pretty bad. I heard it's just like basically Cabal just runs around and just like battles something and then moves on. Battles something and then moves on. I don't know. But I did like the storyline. I thought the Mirari was pretty cool. Of how it
I read
like,
the original Arena ones. I stopped after that.
all right, so we see a Seal of Cleansing coming down. That's going to be able to take out a Mox Diamond. I guess it also has the potential of taking out Dragon Breath if it came to that, but I don't think.
Right. I mean, in theory, Ron might have the 2 Reclamation, so he can start bringing stuff back. Similar to Blessing.
All right.
Ooh, all the cards are hidden now. All right, we're doing it.
Sylvan Safekeeper has entered the chat. All right.
Oh.
He's got a lot of work to do, but
I don't think you can Cabal Therapy because you just don't want to see what's in his hand at this point.
it's just too demoralizing.
Yeah, like let me just play like I got a shot.
Yeah.
So it's like Exhume here. Does he have anything in the graveyard? I don't remember.
I think an orangutan.
Oh.
All right, Rishid Import. Well, that's a clock actually because there's a City of Brass in play.
Yep. Well, there's a Safekeeper in play, so clock turned off.
Oh, okay. Well, he let it happen once. So. All right, so I mean, I still am having trouble. I guess there's like with the board state that Jens has. It's not like he's able to answer Does he still have Swords of Polishers in his hand?
Yeah.
But I guess there is a Safekeeper. I don't know. I guess there is potential that Ron is going to take this game, but
There's potential if Jens has not somehow drawn Devastating Dreams.
that's true.
I mean, he's only looking at like 7 cards every turn, so.
Yeah.
Now, so Scroll Rack, when you don't have a shuffle effect, though, you're only really seeing, what, 2 more cards every turn? So.
Yeah.
That's why I'm always kind of surprised when it's a 4 in these decks.
I think, you do have 4 Gamble and 4 Enlightened Tutor as well. So, even if you have one in
So you're
play,
agreeing that 3 is the perfect number?
oh, wow. I mean, it'd be nice. You don't have to use the card to get it, but like there are other ways. All right.
I wonder what that morph could be.
I don't know.
So many possibilities, really.
All right, I got an idea. It's
And the Safekeeper's getting in there.
It's a zombie cutthroat. That's what it is.
Right.
Because you could just flip it.
It could be a Willbender.
I do like Willbender. What if it were a Whipcorder?
Whipcord would be less effective.
That's true. I do like the card though. Maybe a Scornful Egotist.
This is the Cloud Scraper. The 13/13 Cloud Scraper would be good.
Yeah. All right, well, so if this, let's say, okay, if this Grinning Demon gets flipped up, like, and there's a Sylvan Safekeeper in play, like, what is Jan supposed to do about a 6/6 that he can't Swords? He needs a Devastating Dreams, like, this turn, right? Pretty much.
He can play Gigapede and block it too, right? Can Gigapede block?
Yes, Gigapede can block.
But then that sets it up to get the Gigapede reanimated.
Oh, I did not think of that.
Huh?
That's true. But if that Gigapede ever dies, then like just Devastating Dreams for 1 would get rid of that Gigapede and put it back in Jens's graveyard. So we're still on Jens's turn, right?
Yep. He's still trying to figure out what that morph might be. Doing the math.
Well, I mean, if he's thinking it's a Krosan Cloud Scraper, then that could be a fatal mistake.
I mean, he's got 4 more turns into the Cloud Scraper.
Well, I would say. So he's targeting, presumably the morph, but.
I would think.
All right, the City Brass gets sacrificed to counter that.
Jens just lost his clock too. Very important.
Yeah. But now, what is he? It seems like this morph is going to get flipped up. Oh, he can get rid of the Mox Diamond. Okay, with the Seal of Cleansing. All right. And then he can tap a land during the upkeep.
Yep.
Oh, does he have an additional mana? Yes, he has the Mox Diamond. Okay.
Yep.
So he is...
Mox Diamond port.
Unless a land and another Mox... Oh, no, even a Mox Diamond, because it costs more from Sphere Resistance. So,
yep.
Barring something very weird, this morph is not getting flipped up right now.
And now it opens up that even Pyro... Does he have more Pyroclasms, or does he already use them all?
Well, he had 3 in the board, and we saw 2 of them. So I don't know.
So he's got 1 more.
I don't know if he brought all... I mean, maybe he only brought in 2, but...
This is a motley crew of attackers that Ron has this game.
Well, I mean,
Some monkeys.
yeah, but
I mean, they're getting there.
yeah, I mean, like when you don't have anything else to do, you got to resort to playing F or whatever this would be.
You're right.
Yeah, but I mean, I is Ron favored to win from this position? I guess the thing is,
No.
like, it feels he's winning on board, but the thing is, like, as soon as Jens finds like a devastating dream, the game is like just pretty much over. Okay, like,
Right.
so
This is exactly what the control decks want. Is just
he's discarding the other
you do
two
your
cards in
thing
his
until.
hand, and then he's just wiping the board.
Yep. What was the morph? Are we gonna see it? They gotta reveal it. They gotta reveal it.
It's the smiling demon.
Ah, it was. Yep.
All right,
And now look at this board.
and now we go back to the waiting game.
Right.
I guess like all the like reanimate is a card from
They're
this
live.
position.
Yeah. Reanimate's alive. What is Ron's life total?
He's at 11. It's 11 to 14.
All right. Ported.
So let's say you only had one land in your hand and did not have a reanimate. Are you supposed to wait to not play that Llanowar Wastes?
I think so, because you're just gonna get ported forever now.
It does make Yeds use 2 mana, but I don't know. I think I agree. I think I would wait. I guess.
It's not like he's got anything else to do with the lands, though.
Yeah. I guess
So if you're in Jens's position, do you change which Mox Diamond you tap with the port, or do you just use the same one every turn?
I use the same one. If you have 2 lands in hand, then there's not really much downside of playing the first Llanowar Wastes. I guess it makes you play a second land the turn you want to reanimate, and that would turn on land tax from the spot, but
I'm not even worried about turn on land tax. I just feel like playing the land is ineffectual.
yeah, Winter Orb would be pretty good. I guess he only has.
Winter would do nothing.
Yeah, it doesn't really do anything, I guess, right now.
Right.
All right. Another Sphere of Resistance. So we know at least one came in.
So now he can't tap the land, though.
Yeah, but like.
So
Oh, okay. All right.
if he's got Reanimate,
Mm-hmm.
we're live now. Land and Reanimate. Oh.
Okay. Yeah, don't want to play that City of Brass. That's for sure. So 2 mana to play a Mox Diamond, but that's a pretty good play from Ron. But I don't know if it'll be enough.
Right. He's trying to catch up. There's 3 on the other side. Technically, this is his 3rd one, right? Because one got killed.
Yes.
I think one of his got killed by Seal.
Yeah. It was the Aura, right? Or was that a different game?
I think it was Seal.
Okay.
I think Aura got it the first game.
Yeah, but we were just saying if you only have one land, you don't need the Winter Orb if you have Rishadan Port and Sphere already in play.
Oh, another Seal. What if he got again now? If he's got land reanimate,
Yeah, you if you let your shield down like the turn before, he would have to draw. He would have to have both those things. Like he would have to draw it right away. So if you're gonna let your shields
right?
down one turn, I don't think it's that bad to do it again. Like very recently after. So I think that's fine. I mean, he might have a Swords of Plowshares in his hand and he doesn't care.
Did the Ray of Revolution get removed with the?
I think it was played twice.
Okay, fair.
The first target, it was, I think it was 2 land taxes, but maybe I'm wrong. There's a Torment script. All right, that pretty much I think seals the deal, right? Like,
That should close every door, right?
I mean,
I guess we could go Safekeeper beatdown at some point here again.
I think both Safekeepers. Maybe I'm blurring
Are
the other,
used.
blurring the games together, but I think he got Hermit Druid this game, and the first game he got Safekeeper with Living Wish, and so I think there's still one on the board, unless he boarded the second one in. All right, well, land tax is triggered now. I mean, we haven't seen a Guy's Blessing, right? I hope those weren't
No.
taken out, but this is just a spot where like having Guy's Blessing, you could just
Even if they were taken out,
Devastating Dreams over and over and over and over indefinitely.
right?
Did he tap the? Oh, I thought he tapped the Llanowar Wastes instead of the Reflecting Pool, but okay. So we have a Worldly Tutor that is being cast.
What's he gonna get?
I don't know. There is a Sylvan Safekeeper. The Sylvan Safekeeper beatdown. All right. You got to do what you got to do, I guess.
Yeah.
The one thing that's kind of interesting from Jens, he might have another Rishit import in his hand, but if he's planning on casting Devastating Dreams, he actually doesn't want to play the second one because he'd rather just be able to play it after Devastating Dreams. And given that there's 2 Sphere of Resistances in play, he's happy to with this board state. I guess he might be a little worried.
Correct for 2.
I guess it depends if you're worried about a 1/1 coming down. But yeah, I don't see Ron getting out of this position very easily. I can't even think. I mean, I guess if the 1/1 comes down, Jens would have to be very unlucky to not be able to answer it before it in 14 turns with land tax and scroll rack. That seems almost mathematically impossible.
So you're saying there's a shot?
I don't think there is.
I mean, once he comes down, it can protect itself from the remaining swords. I mean, that's not something.
Sure. I guess he could also sack a land to go under the land tax, and then maybe there's a mathematical possibility that Jens would not find the answers he needed in time. But I don't even know how many cards are left in his deck.
Ugh. Discarding the rest of the scroll racks here.
I counted like 42 cards in his graveyard and in play. So there's 18 cards minus the cards in his hand, is what I estimate. So probably like 14 cards left in Jens's deck. But even if he goes down to 0, he still can scroll rack to prevent himself from decking. So Gigapede costs 7 right now.
7. Yep.
And we're at 5 mana. Like, I don't know. Also, how many Devastating Dreams have been played?
3.
3? Okay.
Well, I think 2 got played and 1 got discarded, maybe.
Yeah, one was Cabal Therapy or something. Unmasked, I think is what it was.
Yep.
Alright.
We got another Unmask. 3 mana, discard a card, Unmask. Ooh, he flashed Grinning Demon there.
Alright, so
Alright.
I think you take Devastating Dreams and hope that he doesn't have Guy's Blessing in his deck.
Yeah. I mean, you literally can't... Oh, he's got Abolish too. And Swords. Oh, well. I mean, I don't think you can rebuild from another Devastating Dreams.
So that Grinning Demon should have been exiled, right?
No, he discarded Exhume this time.
Oh. Or Reanimate?
Yeah.
Or oh, so the Exhume should be exiled? But
yeah, he flashed Grinning Demon and put it back and discarded the Exhume instead.
Okay. Well, he's like, I gotta win with this guy, so...
Right.
So
he checked the math. He's like, this is literally the only card left.
I guess pretty much what he needs to do is get Safekeeper into play and hope Jens doesn't have Guy's Blessing and isn't able to find...
I mean, at this point, I would
Gigapede in
think,
time.
yeah, the Abolish. Yep. Might as well just abolish it.
I feel like I'd be discarding a Plains to do that.
He is running. He's might be out of basics at some point.
No, he's got him in his hand. But you mean like...
Yeah, I mean, he might be getting low on basics in the deck.
Yeah, then maybe he doesn't have Guy's Blessing in then. Because I think if you have Guy's Blessing in, you're happy to do that. And you would just tap... Oh, did he still have...
The way he's got his side or his graveyard laid out, he's definitely got Blessing, I would think. Okay. Unless that's just how he plays. Boom. So we got the Swords.
I mean, the Swords wasn't that scary because your plan is have Sylvan Safekeeper in play, right?
No, he's just going to cast the Grinning Demon and go to work here.
He's really far away.
He's still got Grinning Demon in hand.
He's 3 mana away from Grinning Demon. There's 2 Sphere of Resistance in play.
Well, there's also 2 Rishon Imports.
Yeah.
So he's really, what, 5 lands away?
Sure. Alright, this is Gigapede time. It's gotta be Gigapede time, right? Just tap out and play Gigapede. Just do it.
He's thinking.
I'd do it. Would you do it?
Yeah, I mean, he can't... Even if you let him have his lands, what can you really do?
He could play a 1/1, and a 1/1 can block once, but he'd be able to get the Gigapede back.
Boom.
And Ron's not going to be able to get back that 1/1.
Gets all of his mana this turn. If you had it, you would just sit there and slow roll, right?
Had what?
Like land reanimate. You just sit there and slow roll him.
Oh,
Oh, he's got Tormod's Crypt.
Yeah.
I forgot about the Crypt. Oh. Oh, never mind.
Alright. Well, your Reanimate doesn't seem as good, even with Tormod's Crypt in play. Even if that weren't in play.
Yeah, not anymore.
I think we are done here. He says, here's his land.
Oh, there it was.
I mean, he would have been able to play a 1/1.
I still had all these.
He would have been able to play a 1/1. I don't know. Like, that doesn't really do that much.
There it was. Yep.
All right. I'll move over. We'll listen into the players, see if we can get any insight from them.
Well, yeah. Well, good games. Well, good games. I think you played very well. There were a few opportunity windows for me, but
yeah, that's true.
I had them, but at that moment I didn't have the right cards.
Yeah, then that's quite bad.
And
but I have a lot of sideboard against you. I bought in 11 cards.
Well, I only boarded in a Coffin Purge, and I didn't draw it because I figured if I can get rid of the Gigapede by blocking once, then then your win condition is gone, and I can just wait till you get decked out.
Yeah, that's right. And that's a long way to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the Gambles and the Winter Orbs, the Aura of Silence is too slow. So I think Seal of Cleansing is better, and Zone Orb is pretty useless.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, quite long game.
Absolutely.
But I felt quite comfortable before the match. I think the match up is quite good for me. If you don't have the craziness.
No, well, no, yeah, I think you have a quite, well, I need a little bit luck and getting things out fast. And first game, of course, I had to mulligan to 5, and I didn't really have a good hand, but well, you have to start sometime. And the second game actually was, I don't know why I kept that hand, to be honest.
Okay.
I think I was gambling for a second land to show up immediately, but it didn't, and then the game was actually already I was behind from the start.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, yeah, cool. Nice games.
Yes. Congratulations.
Thanks. Congratulations.
Good games.
Good games. Next game will go to you again.
I hope so.
We will see.
All right. I don't know if they unmuted us, but is there anything? Can you guys hear us at all?
Yeah, okay. I hear you.
Okay. Yeah, I guess you guys kind of showed with the sideboarding, so that's all I was going to ask. But yeah, that was definitely, we thought that the pink prison deck had the advantage. A lot of things have to go right for the Angry Ghoul deck. They have to have the combination of cards and kind of have an unmask right away. Otherwise, yeah.
With the rest, unmask back up, and I felt quite comfortable for this matchup.
Yeah.
Well, at least 2 long games. I hope the watchers have had some fun.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, we kind of ran out. We ran out of things to talk about at some point. So
quite boring, I guess.
Yeah, I think so.
We tried to keep entertaining, but I don't know how good of a job we did. But
we were really hoping for the unflip of the Grinning Demon.
Yeah.
But
yeah. It was. I think it was one of my few shots.
Sure.
Right.
And it was of course I knew he would have kept me low on mana, but I had to do something to force him in doing stuff and getting rid of Seal of Cleansing, etc. And I was hoping that I would draw a land and flip it, but well, it didn't happen.
Right.
That's magic.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks guys. Thanks for playing.
Good match, guys.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks. Okay. Bye-bye.
All right. Take care.
Bye-bye. Take care.
All right, Lester, we'll close out. Is there anything that you kind of wanted to say before we headed out?
No, that was a cool match.
Yeah.
That would have been a cool one, best out of 5, just to see if the Ghoul could have gotten.
Yeah.
an explosive draw once. But yeah.
Yeah, I am a little thankful.
Okay.
Like Pink Prison is a little slow to finish, so
Yeah.
we could have been here a while
Yeah.
if we were playing 5 games. But yeah,
Right.
definitely a very powerful deck. Both of them are very powerful, but the Pink Prison is I think a deck that maybe a lot of people haven't seen if they've been in Premodern even for a while. I think I don't know if maybe people don't enjoy playing it. I'm sure people don't enjoy playing against it, but it also having 4 Mox Diamonds. I guess both versions today had 4 Mox Diamonds, but it can be a pretty pricey deck to acquire. So
Yeah, it's a unique play style too. You gotta
Yeah.
kind of be okay just doing nothing many turns.
Yeah.
Just
it definitely is a hard deck to play because there are a lot of decisions. When you have the combination of Scroll Rack and Lantex, the branches of the games just really can go really far because you have so many choices, so many turns every turn, and the game goes so many turns. So yeah,
and throw in Gamble and Light and Tutor, it gets
yes. So there is a lot of play to it, but
Yep.
yeah. All right. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. It was kind of a different kind of style of Magic, something that we don't see all the time. But yeah, the Pink Prison deck is definitely very powerful. So that one wins 2-0. So thanks everyone for tuning in,
All right.
and hopefully we'll see you soon.
All right, thanks for having me. Have a great one.
Bye.